The alcohol industry says it supports government's effort to save lives in the fight against COVID-19, but is concerned about the long-term effect restrictions or a total ban on the sale of alcohol will have on the economy. The industry says a total ban only leads to illicit trade. President Cyril Ramaphosa will be addressing the nation tonight. He's expected to announce stricter measures against the sale of alcohol. For more on this, I'm joined by Ntimane from the Liquor Traders Association of South Africa. Mr. Ntimane, thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. I imagine there's a lot of panic in the alcohol industry.
Good morning, Masiho. Yes, indeed, there is a lot of panic, but, we would like to first state that the alcohol industry shares the concerns about the sharp rise in COVID-19 infections, particularly in the province of Gauteng, and the threat to life that this poses, for the people of South Africa. And we all know someone who has passed on due to COVID, in this instance. I, for one, had to bury my sister on Wednesday. So this is a tough matter that we all need to confront. The issue of COVID-19 is real, and we need to face it as a country. But as an industry, we have sent through some proposals to the NCCC sitting today to look at 3 key measures that we feel, if addressed adequately, will be able to deal with the issue of COVID-19. First being the gathering, second being the work from home, and thirdly, which is something that pertains to us, which is the sale of alcohol, where we feel strongly that government needs to find a way in which we are able to operate, based on an off-premise channel, so that we are able to support people drinking alcohol at the comfort of their own home and not gathering, in places that will lead themselves into being a super spreader activity.
Now, of course, you've written to the president. We know that the alcohol industry has been one of those that have taken a huge knock throughout this time that we're fighting this pandemic. People are saying that we're going to see the peak go down in the middle of July. How bad will it be if government decides to ban alcohol for about 14 to 21 days?
It is going to be very bad. I can feel even for the restaurant sector. I had a chat with Wendy Albers, the CEO of Rasa, about that sector, which, if ever there was to be a ban, the restaurants will not be able to survive this. They had to endure almost 3 bans in the past, over 20 weeks of non-trading. This is going to be bad. Also, equally for taverns who are dependent on this sector for their livelihoods and for their survival. We rely on this to feed our families on a daily basis. Any halt to trading will really not augur well for us. It actually will be a death knell for the sector and the industry. So we are appealing to government, and we appreciate the support that we're getting from various premiers, to want to work with us in ensuring that we apply a society-wide approach in how we're able to tackle the issue of COVID-19. It is not something that only affects us as an industry, but it affects the whole country. And hence, we're calling on the civic society as well as other social partners to work with us so that we're able to tackle this issue of COVID-19 pandemic. The issue of a ban or restriction is not going to give us any answers or any solutions that we're seeking. But we are saying that we need to work together. And as an industry, we are willing to accept some form of restrictions that will allow government to have space to deal with the matter of COVID-19. We are in together with government in this, and we are prepared to work with it.
What are some of the recommendations that the alcohol industry has put in their letter to the government about the sale of alcohol? Because we know that alcohol is blamed for South Africans behaving badly. We saw the proof that government posted on Twitter, for instance, on the 31st of December during that second wave, how empty the emergency ward of the Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital was, which alcohol is blamed for hospitals, especially during periods like that, being overloaded with people coming in there with, for instance, trauma type of injuries. So what are, those recommendations that you have for government to make sure that people don't gather, even at home, because we shouldn't, and that people are not going to malls unnecessarily?
So the industry supports the prohibition of all gatherings. There is sufficient evidence that large gatherings contribute significantly to the rapid increase of infections. So that is one of our proposals. But secondly, the industry supports the call by government for employers to implement a work-from-home principle wherever this is possible. We feel that this will make a difference in ensuring that we do not have, the spreader activity happening at workplaces. But also, as it pertains to us, the sale of alcohol, our recommendation is twofold. So we've got off-premise, meaning that these are our customers that sell for a takeaway environment. So we are saying that needs to continue as is, allowing retail to operate in this current dispensation. But also, if you look at it on consumption, where people are sitting down to have the alcohol, we are saying that government should consider maybe turning that into off consumption so that we allow our people to enjoy liquor at the comfort of their own home. But also we need to look specifically to the issue of restaurants, where when we allow some form of limit or curtailment of people that are allowed at restaurants, so that people are able to sit down at a restaurant and enjoy their meal. But we cannot afford to close the restaurant sector and make them all an off-premise. But we can look at having a twofold approach where an off-premise and on-premise can apply in that regard. But also there's also a proposal on the table that the macro brewers, should be allowed to operate under the current dispensation so that we're able to have the economy running whilst we are busy dealing with the issue of COVID-19. We feel that these proposals will make a difference, and we're willing to work with government to make sure that we put this into practice.